to the end of 2015. I almost said 2014. And it's time for the favorite books of 2015. Hoo, 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 hoo.
You can call me when you're lonely, when you can't sleep. I'll be a temporary fix, you control me.
So, 2015 has been a really good, I would say, reading year for me. I read a lot of great books, a lot of series, and it's just been amazing. So I want to share them with you right now because it's New Year's Eve today, and I want to tell you guys what I read this year because I read a lot of great books, and I want to share them with you. So let's do this.
I'll be a temporary fix, you control.
The first one that I want to share with you is Ask the Passengers. No, that's not Ask the Passengers. It's Ask the Passengers by A.S. King. Now, this year is the first time I've ever read an A.S. King book, and it's actually the only one I've ever read. Ariel Bissett loves this book. A.S. King is her favorite author of all time, and I thought I'd give it a shot because why not discover somebody else's favorite author? It's a wonderful thing, and I read it this year, and it was so good. I mean, no wonder it has the book prize winner of Los Angeles Times. It's very clear that it deserves it because it was so good. I did a full review on it. That's how much I loved it, and I really only do reviews on a book that I actually love. So this one definitely deserved a review. It's about like this girl that is questioning her sexuality and she's being pressured to come out, and it's just amazing and it's so good, and you gotta give it a shot. If this is the only A.S. King book you read, I would be okay with that. Go pick it up. Go pick it up. Another Ariel read, I'm gonna call it, is Animal Farm. There's no S at the end. Animal Farm by George Orwell, the one and only Ariel's all-time favorite author of all time. So this year I thought I'd give this one a shot. It's super small and I really enjoyed it. It was weird, but it was really good. It's about like a politic-y farm where the animals are sick and tired of being treated like animals by the farmer, and they retaliate, and it's so good. It's so weird and it's so good. My next favorite is going to be one that a lot of people have on their list this year, and it's Since You've Been Gone by Morgan Matson. I've heard that Amy and Roger's Epic Detour is just as wonderful, not as happy, but still just as wonderful, and you can't deny this book definitely has an amazing cover artist. Just everything about it now was amazing. The back, the front, upside down, sideways, it's just fantastic. Again, another book that I did a full review on it. A really fun summer contemporary read for sure. You don't have to read it during summer, but it can give you those summer feels that you're looking for. My next book is one that I didn't think was going to make the list until I was making the list. And that is going to be To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee. The one and only Harper Lee. Hoo 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 hoo. The reason I picked it up was because, one, my aunt said that she doesn't know why she waited 50 years to read the book. 2, my cousin thinks it's his favorite book of all time. And 3, it was rehyped because the second book came out this year. 50 years later. I gotta say, it was a weird one. You don't know where it's going the whole time, and you end up being confused at the end because you still don't know what it's about, but I really enjoyed it and it was really fun. I like the characters that were in it, and it's a classic. I mean, you had to like it, right? Since it's a classic, you kind of have to like it, or you're supposed to hate it because it's a classic. I think it's what it's supposed to be, but I really enjoyed it. My next one, I could not handle the feels that were happening when I was reading this next book. I think it was in like February or March, or maybe January. It might have been January, but holy crap, this was so good. Some people had some mixed feelings about it, but I had nothing but good feelings about it. I Love the Happily Ever After by Stephanie Perkins. Last year, I read Anna and Lola, and I fell in love with them, and then when this came out last year in like August or something, and it was only in hardback, and I had my 2 others in paperback, and I didn't want to have a hardback with paperbacks, and it was just so annoying. And then I got this one for Christmas last year, and I read it, and it's so good, and I love it so much. Stephanie Perkins has this way of making you feel all the feels. It's so good. All the good feels all at once, and it's amazing, and I love Stephanie Perkins for it, and I want more stories like this. She should create more cutesy, happy love stories that go with I Love Lola And I mean, the cover is just as beautiful as anything else in the entire world. Just look at it, and it's so good. And if you haven't read any Stephanie Perkins books yet, please start with Anna, then go with Lola, and then finish with Isla. Because if you read this one first, it's gonna spoil the whole thing, and you don't want that to happen. You want to experience it to the fullest when you finish this one, and it's just so beautiful. Again, I did a full review on it. This year I picked up a series that I thought I would never pick up because it was over and all the books were out and just everybody read it already, and it was kind of old. But then the author decided to release another part of this world, and she released The Heir. It's Kira Cass. And she released The Heir, and there's another one coming out next year called The Crown, and I think it's gonna be real good because I read this one before reading the Selection series, and after I finished this, I was hooked. It was like cocaine. You got it once and you want it more and more and more. So I went and bought the whole Selection series, and I read them, and it was really good. I really enjoyed it. Yes, America is a little stubborn, accent on the stubborn, but it's just really good. It's addicting. It's like that romantic stuff and the drama stuff, and that's why it's so addicting. The drama is what hooks you in all the time. You can't escape the drama. This year I decided it was finally time to pick up this series because I remember going to the bookstores a few years ago and seeing the first book on the shelves and thought, I don't know if I'm gonna like this, so I just left it there and walked out empty-handed. How did I do that back then? I don't know. Last year when I got the first book for Christmas, I fell in love with it when I read the first book in, I don't know when that was, June, first half of the year I read it. And I read the Lunar Chronicles this year. I still haven't read Winter, but I will for sure because I only got it for Christmas, so I can't read it like boom right there and then. I'm reading Carry On, okay? I can't read everything all at once. But I started reading this series this year, and it's so fantastic. I love Cinder. Scarlet was okay. It wasn't as good as Cinder. And then Crest just knocks you out of the park. It's amazing. It's fantastic. It's based in space. It's fairy tale retellings if you don't know, but you probably know because these books are everywhere. And they're just amazing, and I love them so much, and I love Crest. Crest is definitely my favorite so far, but I've heard really good things about Winter, and I just can't wait to pick it up and see where it goes. I just love them so much, and the covers are also beautiful. That's an added bonus right there. I loved it. Just goodness. Next is a Colin Hoover book. I've read 2 books of Colin Hoover so far. I read Slammed and Confess. Slammed was good, I really enjoyed it, but Confess just knocked it out of the park. It was amazing. It's one of my top 5 contemporary books of all time, and I just loved it, and it was just so amazing. And the guy, it's always the guy always gets me in these books, and it's so good, and it was really good. I really liked it. If you haven't read Confess or any Colin Hoover book, I highly suggest that you go and pick one up right now because they're amazing. Colin Hoover is amazing, and I got November 9th at Christmas, and I bought Maybe Someday before Christmas, so I can't wait to just jump and read them all. And I heard that November 9th is really, really good, so I really can't wait to read it. I mean, you got art in the book. If you don't like art, too bad. Read it anyways because it's amazing. It's just a beautiful story, and it's so touching, and Colin Hoover knows how to touch your heart in so many ways. It's just, read it. For the first time ever in 22 years, I have read 4 books of Harry Potter. It's such an accomplishment. I was planning on reading the whole series this year, but it didn't happen. I read 1 through 4, which is still awesome because I only have 3 books left. The next book is freaking huge. I got this one for Christmas, so I'm just going to show you this one because it's beautiful and it describes all the Harry Potter things that you want all in one. It's big and beautiful and kapow! Look at it. It's so pretty. I read 1 through 4 this year. The Philosopher's Stone, Chamber of Secrets, Prisoner of Azkaban, and Goblet of Fire. And I had read the Philosopher's Stone before a few times, but I never continued with the series, and it's not because I didn't like it. I just don't know why I never kept reading. And I've seen the movies all my life. I grew up on the movies since I was 11 years old. That is what I watched when I grew up. I didn't read the books, I watched the movies. So this year I thought it was finally time, since I had gotten the box set last year for Christmas. So it was amazing. I mean, I've only read 1 through 4, but 1 through 4 are amazing. It's so much fun reading the story compared to the movie because you get all these details that you never would have gotten if you only watched the movies, and you get so much more, and things happen a little differently, and it's so much fun, and the magic is so much fun, and the characters are so much fun. So Harry Potter has to be a favorite of mine this year. It'll probably a favorite of mine next year as well because I still have 5 through 7 to read, and I have this. The next book, I'm still currently reading it, but it's so good so far. I really love it. It is Carry On by Rainbow Rowell. Oh my god. Now I understand Kat from Catty-tastic, Kat O'Keefe. You know her, the Carry On girl that was obsessed with Carry On this whole year. Since October, actually. I only have this much left, so I'm allowing myself to count it as a favorite book because it's so good. And the whole time, I'm gonna make a full review on it, but I have to say this. The first like half of the book, I was thinking to myself, are they supposed to be, you know what? If you hadn't read the book, I don't want to say what it is, but you know, are they supposed to be, you know what? Is it supposed to be like the fan fiction that Kath was writing in Fangirl? And it is like the fan fiction. I thought it was completely different, but it's based on the fan fiction that Kath was writing in Fangirl. So, it's really good so far. I'm really enjoying it. And oh, it's so good. 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 Okay, next. This year, the first book that I read in 2015 was Throne of Glass, and let me just say, how have I not discovered these books earlier on, like when they came out? I don't know when that was, like 2-3 years ago now, maybe 4, because we're on the 4th book. And I read the whole series this year that is currently out. I mean, they're not all out. There's still 2 more books to come out, and I don't know how she's gonna top it with book 5 and 6 when book 4 was just so amazing. It was definitely a Sarah J Maas year, because she came out with all the books, and all the books are so amazing, and I don't know how she does it, but it's just amazing, and I just love these books so much. It's my all-time favorite series right now, and I can't get enough of it, and I need to reread them all so much. But Sarah J Maas is a goddess of books. I don't know how she does it. Has she planned this out before she even started writing the series? Because it's just, I don't know how she does it. You could do weights with these books because they're so heavy. I mean, they're just getting bigger and bigger. Okay, and the last book that I have to show you, to share with you, to share my love of with you. Now, this might be my favorite book of the year, but I don't want to say that because Queen of Shadows was so good too. But I couldn't decide. I couldn't decide which one was my favorite one. Queen of Shadows or A Court of Thorns and Roses. This one. I don't know how she does it. Oh my god, it was just so good. I had to read it twice in a row because it was just that good. I hadn't done that since I read Divergent. And that's what got me hooked on reading. And this one was just incredible. I don't know how she does it. How does she make such amazing books that just won't let go of you like you can't let go of it? Sarah J Maas is amazing. And I can't wait for A Court of something in Fury. Of Roses, Court of Fire, of Fury. Something Fury. I'm not sure what it's called. It's coming out in like May or something, and I can't wait. It's just gonna be so amazing. Are they gonna do a cover change? How much do you want to bet they're gonna do a cover change next year? They did it with A Throne of Glass. It probably sold so much that they won't even bother doing a cover change though, because it is so amazing and everybody loved it. I gotta read it again before the other one comes out too. I think this is the winner for 2015. The best book of 2015 in my hands right here, people. Give it a round of applause. Yeah, definitely my number one. It is decided. This one is the number one book of 2015. So I also have all my links down below. Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, Goodreads. They're all linked down below. Also have links to all the books that I mentioned down below in the comments. Not in the comments, but in the description box. And I'll see you guys next year with a brand new video. Bye!